Hi there, I'm KingJGrim, or the guy who regrets not recording his reaction to K.Rool's inclusion in Smash. Whatever you prefer, and welcome to another GameDisc video. Now here's the thing, I got my biggest wish when it comes to Smash Brothers. King K.Rool. I'm so happy, but now that I've got him, my top pick, I started to wonder, who else would I like to become a part of the roster of this fantastic Nintendo exclusive? So, here is my wish list of some individuals. Now I understand that they're in no particular order, so let's just jump straight into it with the boy from the Golden Sun itself, Isaac. Never really finished the Game Boy Advance game back in the days, as I didn't understand English, so I had no clue on where to go, but what I do remember back then was loving the protagonist so much, though no clue why. The scarf? Actually making the color yellow look badass? His name? Yeah, I thought that the name Isaac was so cool when I was younger. Okay, I don't know much about this character, nor do I even remember what the special abilities are called in the game, where he can push heavy objects and so on, but even with my lack of knowledge, I hold him close to my heart, just for nostalgia's sake. Where my nostalgia does not lie, however, is the belly dancer herself, Shantae. So I didn't even know that this genie existed before the whole Smash Ballad thing happened last time. But because of it, just like Ness, I bought Shantae and the Pirate Curse, and now I just have to have her in Ultimate. While being able to turn into animals, trees and more, she also has a ton of different costumes, which I feel would be great, as the next Smash seems to have some extra garments for some of the playable characters, though if everyone will get something extra we do not know yet. The dancer may have a limited moveset when it comes to attacks, using for the most part her hair to whip her opponent, or maybe some sort of magical fireball or something like that. If they can make the Duck Hunt Dog a black belt, then I don't see why they can't do the same here. Now, the question on if she has a chance, of course, is difficult to say. If Shovel Knight was put in the assist trophy shelf, then what hope does the purple-haired girl have? But this is a list for who I want, and not on who I believe will be able to join the roster. Who I do believe may actually have a chance though is an ARMS representative, either Springman or Ribbon Girl. I loved the new IP when it was first released and played through its many free content updates. While it did indeed feel incomplete on some regard, and it had some lost potential here and there, I find it a bit weird if they don't add anything from the non-traditional fighter. We've already seen the Belmont's reach with a whip, so why not add some boxers with an even better length of attack? Of course, my favorite warrior from ARMS is Dr. Coil. Don't know why, I like the design and their music, so that is what I hope for the most if we indeed get someone from this Switch game. What may even be more out of reach, considering that there's already a new fighter from the soon-to-be-mentioned franchise, a Metroid Prime Hunter. The fourth installment of the Prime games is on the horizon, and while Dark Samus is a cool inclusion, I would like one of the Hunters, my favorite game in the trilogy, Corruption, to join. I'm certain most of the fans would want Rundus, the penguin, but I'm more of a Gandrada backer myself. What I think could make her really interesting is to have her neutral special be like a copy ability, and not in the vein of Kirby, but more to the new Pokemon Ditto, as during her boss fight on the Space Pirate's home planet, she changes her form and got the powers of the deceased hunters as well as our baby girl. And speaking of baby girls, one of my old heartbeats is also in my dreams. She's been mentioned plenty of times through a few of my videos, and I did get to play as her in a game that came out not too long ago. Lyn! Or Lindis, whatever you prefer. I am fully aware that the majority of Smashers dislike the amount of Fire Emblem soldiers in these party games, and I, to some degree, stand with them. But I love the green-haired warrior so much. Not only was Fire Emblem Blazing Blade the game that got me introduced into this strategy franchise, it also got me to appreciate the idea of having the main character, the playable character in a game, not be the main focus of the story, which is something I love in gaming to this day. Wish more actually did that, but anyways, what could make the Lady of the Plains interesting in Smash, in my opinion, is that she is not the typical stereotypical sword master, but more like a calculated Virgil, without a cold personal exterior. Of course, there is the elephant in the room in the fact that Lyn has already been shown to still be an assist trophy, and while Little Mac used to be one, the chances of seeing a playable character while she is an assist seems highly unlikely. Who else seems to be just as unlikely, maybe even more so to my dismay, is my favorite Nintendo gal of all time, Midna. in her true form no less. There are so many reasons for why she won't be included. She was not in Brawl when Twilight Princess was at its most popular, she is an assist trophy, every other Zelda character has been transformed into their other iteration from the franchise, Skull Kid is the most wanted from the fans, and finally, Breath of the Wild is the hot sauce of Zelda games these days. But even with all of these facts, I still want to see the Monarch of the Twilight Realm in a fighting game. I was so happy when she became DLC for Hyrule Warriors, and even more giddy when they actually made her more integral to the game in the Definitive Edition. But still, being able to play as the titular princess from my favorite game of all time in Smash Brothers would be a dream come true. But what will truly make me jump up in the air, what could truly make me jump without a single care, would be if my favorite heroes of the N64 would return to the big N for only once more. Banjo and Kazooie. So Banjo-Tooie is on my top 5 list of all time, and that is part of because of the duo of characters, the bear and the bird. We've all seen Xbox Phil Spencer say that he had no problems with the buddies joining the roster for Nintendo's exclusive game, and while he may not have the final say, it does bring up the hopes of so many fans that it's almost ridiculous. I got my top pick, K.Rool, but right under are the two heroes I grew up with, and if they could show up only one more time as playable characters on a Nintendo console, I would probably, genuinely, cry of pure joy. The chances for these individuals to join are kinda low, but again, this is a wish list, not a prediction video. But Echo Fighter seems to be also a bit more prominent this time, so only going through the peeps that's been mentioned. I would love to see Risky Boots as an echo of Shantae, Dr. Coyle to be the mayor of either Springman or Ribbon Girl, and finally, Yuka and Laylee as the spiritual successors for Banjo and Kazooie. Costume seems always a bit more in the focus here than the previous ones, so just to quickly mention a few, going through the entire cast this time. K.Rool's boxing shorts. I know his pirate getup is more popular, but I think it will be easier for the developers to have the Crusher one, as they wouldn't have to change the stuff he throws when he does his crown toss, etc. Richter Belmont's coat from Symphony of the Night, I just love that design, plus he is my favorite vampire killer from the Castlevania series, and finally, and probably the most boring one actually, Twilight Princess Ganondorf. I know we've had that since Brawl, but it is my favorite version. And even if not a single contestant were to join from this list in the Switch game, it doesn't matter. I got King K.Rool, and I'm happy with it. I can just thank that demented crocodile so much, considering that he's the reason for why my channel turned out the way it is today. Within the minds of and stuff like that. So, I'll definitely main him. If he's fun to play. No, I'll main him, without a single doubt. So, with 100% certainty, I'll buy the game in December. But until then, I'll just stream other games every single Monday, Wednesday, and some weekend days on my Twitch channel. Link in the description.